Alright, I am live, I guess. Am I live? I have no idea. Okay, there we go. I am live. Perfect. So, hello everyone, and welcome to this stream. As you can see, I've been streaming a lot lately. And yeah, this is gonna be a very exciting stream. Couple of streams to be precise, because we are gonna be creating an Android application that allows you to paper trade cryptocurrencies. If you don't know what paper trading is, basically you trade for fake money. You trade with fake money, so you don't have all of the risk of losing any money. So that's basically what we're going to be doing today. Not we won't complete the app today, obviously it's going to be a longer app. So yeah, now I actually did have a bit of previous setup done before I actually started this. All I really implemented was actually just a home page. If I were to just make this a bit bigger, or maybe just show it to you, this is all I really implemented. All of this code will be available. The reason why I did that is I actually was having some issues with the Firebase setup, so I had to fix all of that stuff. But I did actually manage to capture it on camera, so that's pretty neat. So I will probably upload that onto YouTube. So I've just set up like a Firestore database over here. All of this code, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have it on GitHub, not so yeah. So alright, so let's just get started. So basically I just have like a little home page which I just showed you in place right now. First of all, my plan is to have a sign up or a sign in page, and then basically you get directed to like a main page where you get the prices of all of the cryptocurrencies which we will be pulling in from like a CoinGecko API or something like that. And you're also gonna have like a balance. You can purchase them, and basically it's gonna get stored in the database, with the cryptocurrency that you purchased, the quantity, and the total value, and the value that it's equal to today, something like that. And yeah, I maybe we could also implement something like a leaderboard, something like that. So as you can see, I just have a little bit of code that I have in place. I just have this little home page. It's all very basic Flutter code. So even if you have a very basic understanding of how Flutter works, you will be able to replicate this entire thing. So it's super simple. Alright, cool. So now let's just get started. But before I do, I'm just gonna quickly check if all of the stream and stuff is in place. Also, I just got a new subscriber. Pretty neat. All of the stream and stuff is in place. Also, I just got a new subscriber. Pretty neat. All of the stream and stuff is in place. Okay, everything is working. Awesome, beautiful. So let's get started. So I'm gonna create a few new files now. Let me just close the build.gradle and the pubspec file. Alright, so the first file that we're gonna need now is we are gonna need to create the sign up page and the sign in page. First, let's create the sign up page. Sign up page dot. Alright, cool. Head on to my home page, and let me just check one thing. If I just change this to sign up, is this thing getting reloaded or anything like that? Oh, okay, so guess the app isn't even running. Alright, so you know what, I'm just gonna quickly run this app. I don't know why it didn't run. Maybe it threw me like an error or something. Just a second, let me check in my debug console. Okay, so I think I maybe clicked the quit button by mistake. Well, let's just run the thing again. It shouldn't take a long time. Just quickly do that. Alright, so by that time, we can get started on the sign up page. Sign up page is gonna need some Firebase. We're gonna need some database related stuff. So let's just get started. First of all, let's just get the UI in place. I do want to get the UI done, and then we can also add functionality. Functionality isn't going to be too crazy for the sign up page. Just create a stateful widget. Oh, come on, autocomplete. STFUL. There we go. I'm just gonna call it sign up page, and we can just return like a scaffold instead of the container, because we want that body. Why? Alright, and in there we can just return like a appa. Come on. Also, it's kind of late over here, so if I do make some dumb mistakes, I might be a little tired, so that's why. Alright, so why do we have an issue over here? I did add a comma, so what do we need, a semicolon or a comma? Okay, everything was working. So now we are just gonna quickly add a little body. I'm just gonna add the body, and you know what, we can just add in. Okay, I think the app, alright, the app is up again, and head on to a sign up page, and we can continue coding. We can just add a body, add some text in there, sign up page. You can add anything, it's up to you. Alright, so now we can just add this to the home page. Basically, we click on sign up, and it redirects us to the sign up page. So let's just quickly import up the sign up page over here. So package colon paper trader slash pages slash sign up page. Cool. Alright, so now we can just head on over here, and instead of printing out button clicked, route the user to the sign up page, and we can just do that, and that should actually route the user to the sign up page. And we can just add in a few line breaks, because it doesn't look that great without that. Alright, perfect. So this should actually route us to the sign up page when we click on that button. So let's click and see if it works, and it works like a charm. Alright, so you know what, I'm just gonna show it to you. See, so you guys can also see that the stuff is working. So you can click on the sign up button. If I can, okay, you can click on the sign up button, and as you can see, we are on to the sign up page, which does say sign up page, although it doesn't look that beautiful. Also, I know you guys are wondering why I'm running it on my phone. I can't exactly run it on an AVD stream, have a text editor open, and have a web browser window open at the same time. So yeah, I can't do that, and that's the reason. Alright, so the next thing that we need to do is just make the sign up page look a bit pretty and add some functionality in there. I kind of want to get the sign up and sign in functionality done at least today. So yeah, so let's just get this stuff going. So first of all, I'm just gonna add some padding in here. I do like it. So in there we can just add padding, edge insets for all, and I just want to add 10 pixels, and we can just also, I do actually, you know what, today I'm actually in the mood for some Vim, so I think I'm just gonna install Vim. I do like it. You know what, let's go with Vim today. I'm gonna go for Vim. I'm gonna try to use Vim for the entire stream today. Although VS Code Vim doesn't really have a ton of features, we can use what we have. So yeah, cool. Alright, so as you can see, now we have all of the Vim magic in place. Although VS Code Vim, again, it's not that cool. Alright, so let's just add a child. Child is gonna be a column widget, and we are just gonna add a children who are all gonna be of a type widget, and we can just add like a simple little text widget that says sign up. I'm not gonna obviously say page, and we can just add this little thing. Also, I don't want this to be bold, so we can do that. And for now, all of these are going to be constant, so we can just add the little const tag over there, and that's all we really need to do. Let's save it. Now that should say sign up page, although it's not centered, so let's just center it real quick. Alright, you can just center it, basically put it in like the center widget. So we can just say child is gonna be that. Alright, save it, and it works. Awesome, cool, awesome. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add 2 text input fields. Simple stuff. So let's open up the docs. Flutter text input, text input field, and we can just look at the Flutter official docs. They are pretty neat. I do like the Flutter docs, and yeah. Alright, cool. So as you can see, create a style a text field. You guys can check these docs out, they are pretty cool. And we can just basically copy these things, and we will obviously modify this code a little bit, but yeah. So we can just paste this in, and I am just gonna tab a little bit, and alright, and instead of saying enter a search term, we can just say sign up, and I feel like that's what we really need to do. Alright, it works perfect. And one more thing, we are just gonna quickly add in some padding, and alright, that's pretty neat. So now what we need to do is we need to add in our text editing controllers to basically check what we are inputting. So over here we can just say input username instead of sign up, and we can just create the same thing, but we are gonna need to make a few differences in the password field, because you can't exactly see the password when you're entering it. It should turn into those little dots. So we'll need to add a little bit of extra code in there. But let's just see if this stuff is working. The username thing is working. Alright, and it is actually working very nicely. And I'm just gonna add like a 30 pixel padding. We don't need 90. And yeah, it's actually working very nicely, pretty neat. Alright, so now what we need to do is I'm just gonna quickly make the text editing controllers. So creating the text editing controllers. If you don't know what this stuff is, check out my previous stream where I'd created the 2 app. So final username controller is equals to the text. Okay, well, something is lagging. Alright, and we can just do that. And now what we need to do is just get rid of this const, and instead we need to add const over here for each widget, and just add a const over here. Actually, we don't need that. And over here we can just add the controller, which is going to be our username controller. Also, why is it throwing an error? Alright, it's not now. Just add those consts, and we can also make this a const, and that should get rid of all of those little squiggly lines that we were getting. Perfect. Alright, so now that we have this in place, let's actually move on to the password field. Now we actually have complete control over our username field. Let's just create the password controller first, so we can just directly assign it to that. So final password controller, text editing controller. Perfect. And I'm just gonna Google up how to create a password like field. How to create a password field in Flutter. There we go. Stack Overflow is always to the rescue. Alright, so basically I do know that there's a very easy way to do it. Alright, it's basically the obscure text, and I feel like we can do this. So we can just copy this little piece of code. Alright, cool. So we can basically just copy the entire text form field that we have, and we can simply just paste it down here. But instead of saying input username, obviously we are gonna say input password, and it should refer the password controller. So technically we are done, but we do want to have that obscure text and stuff like that, so we can just basically copy that. just these 3 lines of code, and we can simply just add those 3 lines over there. That's literally all we really need to do to create a password like field, I'm pretty sure. So let's just save this, and let me try inputting a password in there, and it's working. Alright, it's working exactly as expected, which is pretty neat. However, again, there is no padding. I do want a little bit of padding between the two fields, so I'm just gonna add it. So we can just add some const padding. Even if you don't add that const thing, it won't really throw you an error, but I just like to do it. Edge insets all 10. Alright, that's all we need to do. Save. Let's hope it works, and perfect, it's working. Alright, next let's just create the button that allows you to actually sign up. So this is where we are actually gonna start implementing all of the Firebase logic. So now we are again gonna need some padding, so let's just add it, and this time let's go with about a 15 pixel padding, and let's add the text button over here, and you can just get rid of this. Simple stuff, really. We can just add the on pressed event, and we gotta have a child which is gonna be a text widget. Child const text. Oops. And okay, why does it say that? Get rid of that. Alright, and the text widget will just say sign up. Nothing too crazy. Alright, and the on pressed widget, currently we can just say print out sign up button clicked. Just pretty simple things. Alright, done. Now that we have the entire UI in place, actually we're just gonna need one last line of code. Just quickly copy that from like my homepage file. Just yeah, basically all I'm gonna really need is just these button styles, so we can just copy them and close this, and we can just quickly add those styles to this, and I think that is pretty neat, and we will wrap it in like a sized box. Yeah, I feel like we should do it, so I'm just gonna put it in like a sized box just so that it looks a lot better. Put in a sized box, and alright, so we can give it a width of 50, height of 150, the same ones. Actually, let's do a height of 100 and a width of a 30. Maybe we will go to a 25, but I don't know. And now we can basically just get our entire text button that we have. Just cut that there, and we can just add it as a child. Oops. Okay, what just happened? Alright, there we go, and we just add that little text button that we have. Save it, and let's hope it works. Okay, I did screw up one thing. There we go. I don't know why I always screw up with the height and the width. Alright, we gotta increase the height to like 40 because 30 is too small. Alright, perfect. So now let me just show you the UI that I have in place, and then we can head on to all of the functionality. There we go. As you can see, we have the entire sign up page, and I have spelled sign up incorrectly. It's sing up. So let's just correct that spelling real quick. So let's just say sign up instead of sing up. Alright, done. So now we can actually deal with all of the functionality that we need to add. Now adding this functionality is going to be a little difficult. It's not the most easiest thing, so I'm just gonna open up a few things, like a few docs that I've really written. Basically I won't be able to show you a lot of that stuff, basically because all of that stuff is basically like code that I'm meaning to make a video on, and I don't wanna give out all of the contents of that video. right now, and so that's why I'm not actually going to be showing you all of that code. But yeah, so you guys can expect a video in the future regarding that. I don't know how much time in the future, maybe a month or two also, but yeah. So alright, just a second, I'm just gonna sign in real quick over here. Just a second, gonna take a second. Oh, come on, why is it taking so much of time? I guess I'm not connected to the correct network or something. Alright, so we can just quickly do that. Reason. Alright, done. Alright, so now we can just a second. I'm just gonna quickly get my docs up and running. It's gonna take a second because I had to sign in and stuff. Alright, do that, and where is it? Got it. Alright, done. So we're gonna need to make a couple of imports. The first import that we're gonna make is we're gonna import package colon what was it, firebase underscore co slash firebase co.data. So that's gonna be our first import. Second thing that we are gonna need to import is we're gonna need to import package colon, what was it, yeah, cloud firestore. So cloud firestore slash cloud firestore.data. I don't know if we're going to be making use of all of these guys in just this for this file, but you just import all of these to be safe. Alright, cool. So the first thing that we're gonna do really quickly is we need to, alright, perfect. Let me just quickly look up the code. Alright, perfect. So now whenever we click on the button, what we want to do is, let me actually open up my Firebase thing. We want to create a new collection that basically says user credentials data, and then we just want to add in like a document. So that's kind of all that we want to do. So the way we actually do something like that is very, very simple. All we do is we just say Firebase, what was it, I think it was Firebase, yeah, Firebase firestore dot instance, and then we say dot collection, and then you just pass in the collection name. Now we want to name it data. I'm just gonna call it data because it's gonna house everything, and so we can just call it that. And we just want to create that, and then we want to create a document in there that basically is the name of the document is just gonna be your username controller.txt, and that's all we need, and that's all we really need to do for now. So now if everything is working the way it's supposed to work, then whenever we click on that button, it should actually create that doc. Alright, so let me test it out. So I'm just gonna do that, and let me reload the page. Hopefully it should work. Like, yeah, okay, I think it's working. Okay, no, it's not working. Come on, man, I thought it would work the first try. Okay, I don't really have any errors showing up, so I don't understand where did I go wrong. Maybe it's because I'm not actually populating the doc, something like that, I don't know. Alright, let's click on the sign up thing again. Alright, let's enter anything in here, click on sign up. Okay, so we do get the thing sign up button clicked, however we do not get the collection in place. So I'm pretty sure I'm not having any issues with the collection creating thing. It's just that since I'm having the fields blank, it's just telling me, just it's not just creating the collection. Alright, so how do I actually add something? Okay, understood. So now what I need to do is I'm just gonna say Firebase Firestore instance, and we're gonna need to change this code up a little bit, but for now I'm just gonna do this. So yeah, we can just add in data, data, and we're just gonna say doc, and the doc is also just gonna be, actually, you know what, I could just copy this piece of code, and we will need to modify it a bit. And in here we can just say dot set, and we can just pass in, I think this is a dictionary or something, I don't know, I forgot, and we can just pass in the username, which is gonna be username controller.text, the password, and the amount, so the amount of money that the user has. And you know, we're gonna start with 50,000 of any desired currency. You know, that doesn't matter, but I think we are gonna need dollars, because I think the API that we do use actually will use dollars. So yeah, you wanna, you know, you can add any currency. I think the API has that you know, flexibility that you can use any currency, but I'm not sure, so you do wanna check that. But you know, all of that stuff, you know, we're gonna be dealing with all of that stuff later on. So for now, you know, we don't need to deal with that. Alright, so there we go. Awesome, it is working perfect. So as you can see, we have this now. Currently, as you can see, the password field is a blank string. Now we don't want the user to have a blank password, because, well, that doesn't make any sense. So we only want to do this if the username field and the password field are in blank, because right now it could also add like a blank username or something like that. So we can just say if how do we want to do this? Yeah, it's something like if username controller dot is not, actually dot text dot is not empty, and password controller dot text is not empty, only then we wanna do that. So we can get rid of that, and instead of doing all of that, I'm pretty sure it's the same code, we just didn't add the amount. I'm just gonna add this piece of code that we were writing, and we can just add it in. Also, I don't want it to be on two different lines, I do like it to be on a single line. And we can just add this piece of code over here, and that is it. Perfect. So now it will make sure that the username controller and password controller is not empty. Now we need to also take care of one more thing, is that we don't want duplicate users to exist. So we also want to make sure that basically, is the username taken or is the username not taken. Now this is a little complex to actually deal with, however it's actually, you know, you can deal with it, it's not that crazy. So the way we are gonna do it is, basically we're gonna create a list of all of the usernames that are there, and then we're gonna loop over that list. We're gonna check the username, check if it's taken, and yeah, so you'll see how we are gonna deal with this. So we can create a list of a bunch of strings, and we can call it, I don't know, usernames. Now we don't care if someone has the same password, obviously, because if we check both the username and the password, obviously that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, and we're also gonna need a boolean. Actually, you know what, we could just have like a string, a username status. We don't even need to be dealing with booleans. We can just have like a flag that maybe, you know, will say username taken or something like that. So for now, we're gonna have a status of a blank string when the username isn't taken, and as soon as the username is taken, you know, we're gonna change the status. So yeah, so alright, so I just had a call over there, but yeah. So now that we have these things in place, what we're gonna do is we're gonna need to loop over all of the usernames. So how do we do that? Alright, understood. So basically what I need to really do is, understood. So I think I'm just gonna do all of this stuff in a function, because, you know what, I like to do it like that. So alright, and basically what we are going to do is we're going to have a function that's executed when the page is loaded, which will populate the usernames list that we have. So we can have a void get usernames. Now we won't really be we won't really deal with, like, you know, actually no, we won't deal with any complex stuff. We will be doing it very, very basic. So we can just say Firebase Firestore instance, and we can just get the collection, and what was the collection again? Data. And from our data, what we do is we just say dot get, and after getting it, what we do is we just say dot then, and in there we want to have a query snapshot. If that doesn't mean anything to you, don't worry, it doesn't mean anything to me. I'm basically just yeah, it's just something that I know exists, and I know it works, so I'm using it. So yeah, if you don't know what it means, really, we are sailing in the same boat. Alright, so we can just get the username, so we can just say string underscore username, and I don't know why people add that underscore. A lot of people do it, so I just do that. So we can just say f, and actually we first need to loop over all of our snapshots. I forgot that. So we can just say snapshot.docs.forEach. Oops. So we can just say snapshot.docs dot we can have a for each loop for each doc. What we want to do is we want to do something. Basically, we want to get the username. That's all we want to do. So we can just say string username is equals to f username. Alright, and then we can just say underscore username dot add username. So now we're gonna have a list of all the current taken usernames. So that's something that you need to keep in mind. So this will give us a list of all of the taken usernames, but the thing is we also want to run this function, right? Now the thing is we don't want to run this function every time we click on the button. We just want to run this function once when the page is loaded. So the way we do that is we just say void init state. This basically will run a function just once. So the way we do it is we actually add this little bit of, I don't know what you do, but basically you add this thing called widget binding. I don't know why it is, I don't know why you need to write that code, but you do. And then you just say add post frame callback, and you don't add any parameters in there. You just add like an underscore because we don't need any params. And in here you can just pass in the function that you want to call. Just do that. And I guess we need yeah, I think the way I am gonna do it is I'm just gonna add, like, I'm just gonna make it an arrow function. Alright, and that's all we really need to do. So now if I were to just go down, also all of this stuff needs to be done before your override. Alright, just keep that in mind. Because I remember I was creating like a project like this, and I was doing all of that after the override, and I think it doesn't work that way. I'm not sure, but do keep that in mind. So if I just go ahead and print out the username, not username controller, the usernames. So if I just go ahead and print out the user, what was the name of the list that I had? Usernames, something like that. Usernames, yeah. So if I go ahead and print out the usernames, alright, so if I just go ahead and do that currently, okay, why is it at a blank list? Technically it should have that. Oh come on, man, I absolutely hate that. I really hate that error. Please don't give me that error. Are you kidding me? Alright, so for some reason you do actually get an error like this. I don't know why this error even exists, but for some reason there is some error where basically if you try to do some sort of stuff, it doesn't allow you to do that. So in this case it's not allowing me to get all of these usernames, maybe. So if I could just go ahead and print out this username, if I just go ahead and print these guys out, alright, let's see. hopefully it doesn't throw me an error. I seriously, I don't want any errors. So if I just reload the app, go to the sign up page. Alright, okay, it is working. As you can see, I get this and I get this. So technically, all of the stuff is working. So what we can do is we can get rid of that. So I know that the thing is getting added successfully, because if that line of code was getting executed, I am sure that this line of code is correct. So that's pretty neat. Also, alright, perfect. So now what I need to do is I need to just check if the username that I've entered is, if it exists in the username list or not. So it's actually very simple to do. So let's just do that really quickly. Just a second. Alright, yeah. So I'm gonna do it in this way. Alright, so we can just say for int I equals to 0, I is less than usernames dot length. Oh, okay, it basically did that for me. Perfect. So as you can see, basically what we are doing is we are setting that state to username already exists. And you know what, we are also gonna create like a boolean. So bool username exists false, and we can just change that thing to true. So we can just do that, and we also can just break out of the loop because we don't need to run that stuff continuously. And next, what else do we need to do? Yeah, so in here we also want to check and username isn't taken, so and not username exists, and that's all you really need to do. Everything works. So now if I were to just go in here and create a username with my name, so it's Yash. So if I just go and add Yash over there, input a password, it should work and it should actually create my account, as you can see. But now if I do that again, it should actually, as you can see, it's not creating another thing. Perfect. And what I also want to do is I want to give the user a message that they are having a duplicate username. So the way we can do that is right below the sign up thing, I'm just gonna add a text widget. We're just gonna add a text widget, and all that text widget really is gonna say is it's just gonna say the username status, or whatever that variable name was, I forgot. Yeah, username status, that's all it's gonna say. So we can just refer the username status, and I think that's all we really need to do. Cool. So now I think it is working properly. That's pretty neat. Alright, so perfect. So now that all of this is working, we do have all of the sign up functionality in place, which is pretty neat. I wasn't expecting it to go so smoothly. I was expecting at least a few errors. As you can see, I do get username already exists now. Pretty neat, right? All awesome. And let's see how much time it took me to do this stuff. 38 minutes. That's respectable. Also, we have had a few views, 6 views. That's pretty neat. Cool. Also, why is it giving me the no data thing? Whatever. Alright, cool. So we did have a couple of views. Pretty neat. So we had a few viewers. We had one for 10 minutes. Pretty neat. Cool. So now that we have the sign up page in place, I know it took a little bit of time, 100 lines of code, more than 100 technically, but yeah, you know what, I'm actually very happy with the way it has worked. So I'm happy. And I don't really want to deal with like weak passwords, strong passwords, more than 8 characters, less than 8 characters, all of that stuff. I really don't care what password the user has, because well, it's a paper trading app, it's not a real trading app. If it would have been a real trading app, then yeah, that would have been a bit of a problem. You don't want the user to have a 1 character password. because anyone can just get that password quickly and then just log in with that password and username, and yeah, they basically have access to a whole lot of money. So we obviously don't want that to happen in a real trading app, but I have no idea how to create a real trading app. So yeah, so alright, so now that we have this stuff in place, we can actually get to creating the sign in page. The sign in page actually will just be having like a bunch of sign up page code, and we're just gonna change up a few things here and there. So it's not gonna be a whole lot of it's not gonna be very different than the sign up page in terms of code. So we can just go ahead and create the sign in page real quick. Also, I hope that you guys are liking Dart content, because I am moreover a Python guy on this channel. I've mainly posted Python related things. Just checking on the stream again, and so I hope that you guys are happy with me posting Dart, because I do feel that this is a very good thing, and I've been enjoying it lately, because I've been using it a bit. So we can just create a stateful widget real quickly, and we're just gonna call it, I don't know, sign in page. Alright, also if you guys someone is watching this and you guys are actually coding along with me, do comment down below or post it in the live chat, whatever. I like it a lot. So yeah, so just a second. Alright, I'm just gonna add in the app bar, and we are gonna add in the body, which is gonna be for now just a text widget that says, I don't know, sign in. Cool. So now what we want to do now, okay, not correct English, but so now what we want to do is we want to import the sign in page into our sign up page. And so basically, if the sign up is successful, then we want to redirect the user to the sign in page. So we can just say import, and we can just import the sign in page .dart. As you can see, I am distributing all of my code into different files. I could just put all of this stuff in like one file, but I don't like to do it in that way. So yeah, alright, so once we actually if everything works, all of this stuff works, what we want to do is, if we can execute this if statement in here, all I need to do is I just need to direct the user to the sign in page. Just do that. So we can just do navigator.push, and we can just do that. Super simple stuff. Alright, so now if everything is working, hopefully, I'm just gonna create like a new username. I'm just gonna call it coding made easy, because I'm doing this on stream. I'm gonna add a short form. Obviously, I'm not gonna type that stuff out. There we go, it's working. So as you can see, I get redirected to the sign in page. So now I'm gonna try. Okay, 1 second. Alright, I thought that my thing got disconnected from the dongle. That would have been bad. So now if I try to log in with something that already exists, is that working or not? Okay, there we go. It's not working, and there we go, everything is working perfectly. And yeah, we have a sign up page. So this is basically all the code that we're going to need for the sign up page. And as you can see, it might seem like a lot, but in reality 140 lines isn't that bad. I do feel like if you would have used something like React Native, you could have gotten it to, you could have done it with a few lines of code. But the thing is that with Flutter you gotta leave a lot of lines, because you couldn't just put this in one line. React Native, the code length is usually a bit shorter, so that's why. So yeah, that's the thing. So 140 lines, not that crazy. So now we can head on to the sign in page and actually get the sign in page in place. Now the sign in page really is just gonna have like basically the same UI that the sign up page has. It's not gonna have any difference in the UI. It's mainly just gonna be a little difference in the functionality, because in the case of a sign up page, we were actually creating a collection, and then we're creating a document inside the collection. In this case, we just want to check that document and just check if it matches. So yeah, pretty simple stuff. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna copy the entire body, because yeah, I can. But before I do, I'm just gonna create like the two text editing controllers. So again, we can, I'm just gonna copy that stuff. I don't want to do that again. I wish there was some way. I know there is gonna be some way to do it, but if I just needed to create these variables once, but I'm pretty sure there's like there might be some way to do it. I'm just not a Dart expert. Alright, so the next thing that we're gonna need to do is we don't need that stuff now, I'm pretty sure. So now we can copy paste the UI part of the page. So we can just get the entire padding field. Let me just head on into insert mode in Vim so I can understand where the bracket ends. Although Flutter does give us these little comments over here, which are pretty useful, I gotta say. Let's quickly copy this entire thing. Oops. Add on to our sign in page. And we can add that. Perfect. Awesome. Now we have a bunch of issues in here. Basically, we can get rid of all of this. We don't need that. Just get rid of all of this code. We don't need any of it. Okay, now I have an issue. Perfect. So we fixed that one. And yeah, we're also gonna need to get rid of that username status thing. Alright, so now we have all of the UI in place. That's cool. So I'm just gonna create like a quick little username. Alright, just head on to the sign in page. And let me just, okay, wait a second. So I think we actually ran into an error. Yeah, the program exited. That's kind of sucky. Alright, so I think we do have the sign in page. Also, how long I've been going for? Okay, 47 minutes. Pretty cool. I didn't notice that we had another chat. So alright, 47 minutes, that's pretty respectable. Also, I don't want to go for like more than an hour right now. I do feel like I'm gonna stop now, because we did get the sign up page in place, and like we did get like 90% of the sign in page in place. So I feel like we could just stop now, and because now the sign in page isn't gonna take that much of time. So yeah, you know what, we could just stop now. All of the stream and stuff will be available on YouTube after I just stream this, so you don't need to worry about all of that. So if you want to follow along later on, you can. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this stream. This is gonna be a bunch of streams or videos or something like that. It's not just gonna be a one-off thing. The main reason being, this is a big project that we are talking about, because it just took me 100 lines of code to get the sign up page in place. You can calculate another 100 for the sign in. The API stuff is gonna take up like 150. The main thing that's gonna take up a whole lot of time is gonna be how to implement buying. Buying is gonna be very difficult to implement, I guess, because there are gonna be a whole lot of calculations and stuff that I need to do. So yeah, it's gonna take a little while to get stuff like this in place. However, I am optimistic, and I think we could get this thing done in like 7-8 streams at max. I feel like maybe it could take a lot more than that, maybe not, we'll see. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, everything. We are so close to 100 subs. We are just 2 away, and my channel analytics do say that not a whole lot of people are subscribed. So please do subscribe. I know 100 isn't that much, but it's a pretty big milestone for me. So yeah, please do subscribe and leave a like, and I'll see you in the next stream.